Hello and welcome everybody to the Join the League season number 4 as we finally get to load into the game as well. First of all, some teams were late, some players were late, whatever. After that, Dota 2 Network decided to bail on us, but we are finally here in the draft, a 2-game series, best of 2, Lions versus HEHE Never United. As always, most likely it will end up in a draw 1-1, but maybe not. Maybe it's going to be like one of those games, like 1 out of 10 almost. But in any case, we're HeflaTV, I am Coucher, and I am joined by Mike Lores, man. How you doing?
I'm still awake, and we're a little bit late for this game. 40 minutes is even later than JDL games usually are, but we're here now, and we do see HeHe opening with the Ogre Magi and the Jakiro. This is going to be what looks like a very aggressive game from them, whereas Lions with the Shaker Tide, they could play aggressively as well, although it seems like they're more slanted towards playing just a little bit more passively, a little bit more defensive until they get their blinks up. With the Jakiro, I expect HeHe to be landing that as core, and they should be going for a little bit of pushing action. That's why we see Lions banning out the Venomancer now.
Well, it makes sense to ban the Venom for sure. I mean, if it's a Korjak hero, the pushing definitely will be strong, like you mentioned. So we'll see if he want to pick up something else now, maybe even something like a Nature's Prophet for their off lane. And I'm not sure if I casted it with you, but Sexy Bambo last time I saw them, at least for the Join the League, I think it was. He played a Slark and he just went in so deep, so many times, and kind of just went classic Bambo. I think it was with you, right?
Yeah, that was yesterday. That was, yeah, pretty classic Bambo, going way deep just to get a support kill, which he never really got. And then they ended up losing the game because of it, I think.
But
So,
I
no,
think they
won.
were
Yeah.
running a Korjak hero and an Ogre support in that game as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh,
So we might be looking at a Sexy Bambo Slark once again, but so far he picking up a Witch Doctor, which kind of just makes it a little bit more obvious that the Chikiro should be core here. Lions though went for a puck between the Dream Coil and the Tynaughter Ravage, and even Earthshaker for that matter. They have a lot of control.
Yeah, it's going to be real hard for HeHe to get their spells out when they want them to. The initiation from Lions is also pretty huge. If you're going to be chipped down by Liquid Fire, then what you want to do is just straight jump in and start a fight. And Puck is great at doing that. Tidehunter is great at doing that. And HeHe, I mean, they have quite a bit of pushing power. Now with the Witch Doctor, they will have a lot of sustain as well. They need another couple of cores that could actually fight and deal with that initiation. I really hope that it's not a Bambo Slark, as entertaining as that was. It was also kind of just soul-crushing to see someone that... I don't even know what to call it. It was just so suicidally aggressive, I guess.
Well, we'll see. 1 minute 20 seconds left to make their decision at the moment. They definitely want to go, I mean, a little bit aggressive at the very least with the 3 first pickups. Don't think they will rely on just like one really late game carry now with the last 2 picks. Probably will go for some moderate aggression. Of course, you always want to have the backup of just a late game core. But Slark definitely can go late game as well, especially boosted up by the Bloodlust of the Ogre if need be. And Lions themselves, it's not like they have the craziest late game so far. Just before this game we had Interactive Philippines versus Arcanis, and Puck going for a rather early Aghanim Scepter worked out wonders for them. I mean, we might see it here as well, depending on how the game just turns and how much farm the Puck is getting. But what cores would you expect them to go for? Well, a Medusa, so I guess they want to take it rather late after all.
I was not expecting that core. I mean, I would have thought they would have gone for something more along the lines of Phantom Assassin, who could, be a little more self-sufficient a little bit earlier on. Medusa tends to be very passive, and Lions, again, they have the type of team comp that can punish a hero that is being played super passively. And also this Medusa kind of more plays into Lions' game plan, because just as a team, I think they do like to play it a little bit more slower, a little bit steadier, and get his farm. So with the Medusa pickup, they will have the freedom to do that. I would have liked it better if HeHe just went full aggro, and now Lions are going to pick up the Keeper. Well, maybe Aghanim's Puck is going to be in the future as well. I mean, Blinding Light, Dream Coil is a combo. It does work.
Plus, the Mana Leak against Medusa is actually pretty damn good as well. Plus, of course, just Mana Leak into just the Blinding Light and then the Coil together. Definitely could work, to be honest. But Mana Leak, it is crazy strong if you can force the enemy to move. But if the Medusa can just stand her ground and right-click, then it won't do much good. We'll see how well he can just lock down the targets for the Medusa to just right-click them away. But usually Keeper of the Light is a hero that is ran together with the Medusa, just to make sure Medusa will always have mana for the mana shield. I don't know, Keeper Flight and Earthshaker are a decent combination though. Earthshaker is just to block the path of somebody to make sure they can't really run out the Illuminate, or at least not easily. Plus, of course, just supply Earthshaker with the mana early.
Yeah, and if you're going to be pushed by Jakiro or by any team at all, Keeper of the Light's a great hero to have on your side. Just blow up that creep wave, and then you don't have to worry about it for however long it takes. They are going to set themselves up for as hyper carry Lions, as they do pick up, again, two rather passive support heroes. Shaker, Keeper are most likely not going to be roaming around early. I like the Naga ban from HEHE, but Spectre is still in the pool, and I think that should be a clear pickup for Lions, if not go for something like a Phantom Assassin. And HEHE, they're going to get the Nyx, so they are going to play this rather aggressively. I don't know if they're going to try to end the game early and just have the Medusa be a fallback plan, or if they're just going to try to buy space for the Medusa, but either way, it's going to be a late game scenario for both teams.
Yes, it definitely will. Lions picking up an anti-mage as well. One of the better heroes to try to deal with a Medusa. Usually it's like either anti-mage or Nyx Assassin picked up most of the time. But now with the Keeper of Flight to help out a little bit. Thank God that he do have quite a lot of magic damage burst as well, just to deal with the heroes. Although they might find themselves lacking AoE damage a little bit, to be fair. I mean, yes, they're gonna have Macropyre maybe, Witch Doctor Ultimate, especially with the Aghanim Scepter. But that's like later on, and they might not even have the lockdown to make sure the Macropyre does enough damage. So we'll see. I mean, Lions, their team fight definitely should be stronger, I think, at the moment, but we will see.
Yeah, and really what Lions want to do is just buy as much space as they possibly can for this Anti-Mage to farm up. Again, it's how they like to run their drafts. They have a couple of non-standard Lions players here, but Ira, just as a carry player, is one that does like to get his farm, and if you give him his farm, you could be punished. They have the capability of punishing him just by continuously ganking him. They have a truckload of stuns. They have Cask, they got the Ice Path, Fire Blast, Impale, all sorts of things to deal with this Anti-Mage. So as long as he avoid the huge 5-on-5 engagements where, quite honestly, they don't have a chance, and just focus on picking one hero off and try and take a tower thereafter, then that should be pretty much their best game plan. Whereas Lions, they have to expect that, and the more they group up as 5 or 4, then the safer they will be.
So at the moment, how do he even lane this? In Sexy Bambo, he has one Tango share to him, so might be a mid lane Nyx Assassin against Puck. And Hala is asking, is support Tusa legit? I don't know, maybe. But I don't know who's playing it. They did swap though. For a second there was like Chips Hine on the Medusa, maybe they're swapping things up, but I guess we can go over the lineup. So for HEHE, Anonymous will be playing the Medusa. I think it's Blue Banana, but I'm not 100% sure. But the next one will be Nihis on the Witch Doctor, leaving Chips Hine to support on the Ogre Magi with Sexy Bambo, probably heading towards the mid lane as the Nyx, and that will leave Hawa on the Chakiro safe lane.
Yeah, so Nyx Assassin with an Observer Ward pretty early. Thought he might be going up towards top as well. Ogre Magi just chilling right now, which is kind of weird. Don't really know how they're going to end up laning this, but Boots versus Ogre Magi is always a good start. But anyway, on the Lion side, we got Jonas Fan playing the Tidehunter. Will most likely be heading down towards the bottom lane versus Jakiro. Not too happy about that. Quix is going to be playing the mid lane Puck. We got Solon currently chilling as the Keeper of the Light Era on the Anti-Mage Farmer, and that leaves Earthshaker being played by Bland.
I mean, I love the name Bland. Bland. I don't know it. It sympathizes with me, but oh, Bland went for the Fisher block. I guess just making sure he don't get the rune, really important. But that just means he's gonna have to use a Clarity. He has 2 others though, so won't mind that much, but it's going to be a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation. Which side do you think this will favor?
Well, I mean, Anti-Mage and Medusa aren't very relevant heroes in tri-lane situations. That being said, Witch Doctor Ogre Magi is freaking terrifying, and if they get a single stun into the Keeper of the Light, they will be able to kill him off. I think I like HEHE's tri-lane a little bit more, but I could very easily see this going terribly for them. Should the ganks go awry just once, and then suddenly they can't do anything anywhere else. It will be much easier for them if they don't have to deal with the Keeper of the Light at all. So 3v2 definitely in favor of HEHE.
Oh well, Keeper, I guess his attention being elsewhere might work out somewhat, but of course Anti-Mage, you kind of need the farm early on. Of course you can definitely catch up, you just need the Battle Fury for that, and that's about it. But he's up against 2 ranged heroes, whereas they're with 2 melee heroes for themselves so far. Definitely not going to be a good time, and if maybe Lions can get level 2 or something, Chipshine, he's being a baller already on the Ogre, but he can allow it. I mean, 6 base armor after all.
He's not going to deny the pull, unfortunately for them, and their offensive capabilities aren't quite there yet. They really need at least level 2 on the Ogre. They're going to actually jump forward era for Neas, just burning a little bit of mana here and there, adding as much harassment as you possibly can, but Ogre's now sandwiching Bland. This is actually a nice opportunity, but again, Ignite level 1, as good as it is, isn't enough to solo kill a hero. You really need one, ideally 2 other heroes to help out there, so again, HEHE, they just need levels right now, and while we wait for them to get those levels up, we're going to take a look at the other lanes. Jakiro level 3 versus level 3 Tidehunter. Liquid Fire harassment is legit. You will get hit occasionally by the Anchor Smash Jakiro, but this lane should get easier for the Jakiro as time progresses.
Sexy Bamboo doing a really good job. Oh, nice dodge from Quicks of the Impale there. Sexy Bamboo, if he had gone for the Impale straight after the mana burn, Quicks used the shapeshift, phase shift rather, for the mana burn. Oh, top lane, Anonymous might be in some trouble. Medusa, mana shield already worn off completely. A few more right clicks, they're gonna get the first blood here as well. Beautiful Fisher block coming in from Bland. Illuminate to follow as well, and just led up to a kill.
Yeah, it doesn't really get much better than that. If you have a Fisher that block that is that effective, then 9 out of 10 times you're going to get the kill unless the enemy team has a Blinker who's stuck. Medusa obviously is not that hero, so it's a good start for Lions, and the first blood, of course, was picked up by Keeper of the Light. Not the best hero to get it on. He already has his boots, and Flying Courier should be up, well, whenever he can by another 30-ish seconds, so I would have liked to give it to the Anti-Mage, but getting first blood on a Medusa is always great. That means Medusa's going to have to spend even more money buying the Town Portal Scroll. She lost a little bit of money in the process. She's not farming fantastically, like not compared to the Anti-Mage, she's not that far ahead, so this Medusa really needs a little bit more help from her allies in order to get this lane back under control.
And it's going to be just that much harder now, since because Earthshaker, Keeper of Light, both of them are level 2, Anti-Mage, gonna hit level 3 soon enough. And do you think he's gonna go for the really aggressive route, just start maxing out Mana Break, or is it like 1-1-1 and then max out Blink?
I think this is definitely a lane where you get Mana Break, or a game where you get Mana Break at all. Like, burning out mana of any of HEHE's heroes is going to be fantastic, and you can expect to fight early on as this Anti-Mage. Like, even though the enemy team has Medusa, you're already starting these fights, so Mana Break, I think, should be the order of business.
It definitely would make sense, and looks like they're having some issues. Game is broken, apparently. Jakiro, once again, reconnecting, disconnecting. I just hope it's nothing too serious and we don't have to remake, because if we have to remake, we might just be looking at another Dota 2 network issue or something like that. If you're in the game, it usually doesn't affect you at all anymore, because the server has already loaded and whatnot. So I just keep my fingers crossed that how I can actually reconnect back.
Man, the curse is real. The curse, it's eternal and infinite, and it never ends.
We haven't even talked about the bottom lane, I think. I mean, Jakiro, he's only 5 and 3 compared to a 10 and 2 Tidehunter, but Tidehunter, as the levels continue, Jakiro is just going to be able to output so much free harassment with the Liquid Fire. And Tidehunter, he's going to run out of consumables at some point, although might not be too soon. I mean, has 5 tangles and the healings are left still.
Yeah, the Tidehunter is going to have a little bit more damage over time, but... Oh, wait, are we going? It looks like we are going, but Jakiro will have to worry about occasionally a puck coming in, and once Ravage is up, then the Jakiro has to worry about, you know, as many heroes as Lions have coming in, and that could be pretty deadly for a Jakiro. But until then, I think the pushing should slowly but surely go closer and closer towards the dire side, and Jonas Fan is going to start off with a Gush on HOA. Can get this kind of trades off just because he is a Tidehunter and he can't afford to do this, but even though he will be able to do that, Magic Stick on the Jakiro plus Liquid Fire, the Tidehunter is probably going to be costing more than he's gaining right there.
Yeah, definitely as just levels continue. And Jakiro going for the rather aggressive skill build as well. Double 2 into Dual Breath and then just maxing Liquid Fire. No Ice Path even necessary. Mid lane Sexy Bamboo wanted to go for Quicks once again, but he got another phase shift away from the Impale. Not the hardest thing to do, of course. Sexy Bamboo really wants to, or needs to go for Mana Burn and then into Impale, something like that. But he's still doing quite a lot. I mean, he's 14 and 2 up against 11 and 4. He's, for all intents and purposes, winning the lane.
Yeah, not by a huge amount, but versus the puck, you would expect an Assassin to have a much worse matchup than he currently is experiencing. Obviously, you could get Spike Carapace on an Orb, which is very easy to reflect up. They're going to go up on Chipsen up on top lane. This is a very tanky Ogre. They're going to turn things around onto Eero with an Ignite Fire Blast, throw out the Snake as well. However, it will not bounce the AM. Chipsen taking quite a bit of damage, and Shaker doesn't have any more stuns. The Lions tri-lane, they don't have any stuns, in fact, outside of the Earthshaker, so they will not be able to get that kill, but just trading a couple blows here and there. Really, Lions, they should be careful about going for someone like Ogre Magi. You need a lot of damage to bring him down, And this tri-lane from Lajons is not actually damage heavy.
Well, at least Era is rather tanky as well, having that 1 point into spell shield definitely helps out against the magical damage. But after that, you saw that Era, he could do nothing in the fight. I mean, if you jump on Medusa, he can at least throw out the Mystic Snake or something. Oh, but speaking of jumping, they're gonna go in. Medusa gets some mana back as the Mystic Snake returns to him, so he's gonna be just fine. But Lajons, they're just keeping HEHE's tri-lane on their toes.
Yeah, and HEHE's tri-lane, they're getting a little bit of farm here and there on the Medusa. Anti-Mage is getting a little bit as well. So far, no kills, but I would say overall, HEHE's tri-lane, even though they have dropped 1 kill, is still more or less doing its job. I mean, they're not going to be able to completely shut down a Keeper and Earthshaker from stacking and pulling, since those two supports are some of the best at doing that. But as long as they don't die anymore, then they'll be fine. Just as I say that, they hit with a Fissure and nicely charged Illuminate, but still no one's dying over on that lane. Quicks in the middle lane might be in a little trouble, actually. Gets stunned by the Carapace, will jaunt out. Bambo constantly falling short, and really, as an assassin, you're expected to not kill the puck until you get at least level 6, and that should be the par for the course. Bland up on top lane is going to be in a little bit of trouble. He will throw the Fissure, which will stun both Chipsen as well as the Witch Doctor, but it's not going to be enough to kill off the Earthshaker. Unfortunately for HEHE, they now are going to try to turn and fight, but Era has mana break. You never want to fight up against an anti-mage like this unless you could instantly take him out, and certainly that's not the case. So once again, hits being traded back and forth, but it's going to be HEHE to be forced to back off pretty much all the way back to their base because they're out of mana.
There's a surprisingly low amount of kills in this game, I have to say. I mean, we're almost 6 minutes in and there's only been 1 kill so far, although it's a tri-lane versus tri-lane situation. And HEHE, I think they definitely expected it to be going a little bit better for them than it is so far. I mean, they went for the aggressive tri-lane after all, and usually if you're going aggressive tri-lane, you have the confidence as well to just actually go aggressive there. But they're playing it rather safe. They want to ensure some farm on the Medusa. Of course, that first blood set them back a little bit. And now the supports, having had to go all the way back to base just to regen up their mana, do you think they're going to surprise another lane now?
I mean, you might as well try it, I suppose. Getting a stun onto Puck should lead into a kill, but Puck's already going for the bottom lane where they unfortunately will fail at killing off Jakiro. The supports aren't really doing that much if they're not actively getting kills on top, so they might as well try to go for someone else, but I don't know, killing off a Puck is always very difficult. So it might just be them returning to the top lane and continuously playing passively. Again, both teams have a decent late game lineup with the Medusa and Anti-Mage, so if they take it slow, as boring as that is to watch, it is still like a correct line of action.
And I also like to ask about Nyx Assassin as a mid laner. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to just rotate around. In PUBG, yes, you just activate your ultimate and go and easy kills or something, but it's rather obvious when he leaves the lane that he's gone somewhere, especially if the rune isn't spawning at the same time, but they're smoked up now. They might be able to snatch a few kills here. Era, you have to back off soon enough. Solen doing the same. Can they get the Impale? They need the Fire Blast first. Fire Blast comes out, Impale. He went for the Vendetta right click. A little bit greedy, but they get the kill in the end anyway.
I did not expect that kill to actually happen because Anti-Mage should have seen Ogre Magi, and Ogre Magi wasn't playing that aggressively before, so clearly something was up, and with mid missing as well, that was a very clear gank opportunity, and they end up losing the most important hero. They're going to throw a little bit more harassment back and forth to Medusa and Witch Doctor, but Chipsen's still here, has level 2 Ignite. Once again, going into an Anti-Mage, though, you can't really afford to do that as an Ogre, so he will be forced to back off. Regardless, first rotation out from the Nyx Assassin, and it is a lot harder to get those ganks, but if you do somehow manage to get those, then the potency of the hero is going to be unchanged compared to pubs or these
Medusa completely out of mana, nothing, just blocked once again, Bland. Perfectly done by the Earthshaker. And once again, core down, Medusa not getting the most amount of farm. I mean, Era has more last hits, less deaths, more assisted kills. Bottom lane though, they're gonna get the jump onto Hawa. They had the Dream Coil as well, they don't want to expand it, never mind, they're gonna pop it anyway. Fissure comes out as well on the wrong side of Hawa. Are you kidding me? Anchor smash, man! Oh, what?
That he had a Ravage, but Quicks was blocking him, so he's like, oh, I just have to walk forward and get an Anchor Smash. And I think he was in range, but like right on the edge of range, so he didn't want to throw it and miss, otherwise he would have had to use the Ravage, but that escape should not have happened. In the meantime, Bambo, hunting Keepers of the Light. This is what Nyx Assassin does best. Find the squishy support and kill him off, and there's no support squishier than Coddle.
He didn't even need a right click, literally Vendetta hit. I mean, I guess that was a right click, but coming in with the Vendetta, Impale and Mana Burn, nothing else was required from that. So, just nice easy kill, like you said. Keeper Flight, one of the most squishiest supports, only 1 armor as well, not the greatest health pool. But he's level 5 at least, so can supply everybody with a lot of mana on the keeper. Medusa still struggling quite hard. I mean, has 29 lances, but he might get caught now. No points into mana leak, no nothing. He doesn't get the body block quite off. Era still gonna blink in aggressively. Wants to do the mana break. Wow, it does so much to the Medusa.
Yeah, but suddenly Chipsen is here, as is the Witch Doctor, and they're going to turn things around onto Soul, and they're going to Fire Blast and Ignite him. Not enough damage to actually kill him as they do throw the Snake. Here comes the Tidehunter. Ravage can completely break this fight for HEHE. Illuminate flies through, hits squarely into Medusa. They're just going to Gush and Anchor Smash the Witch Doctor. That should be his death. In fact, Ira's going to be left alone. He will take that one by himself. Chipsen was going to teleport away. I thought they were also going to bring the Nyx Assassin up here, which would have been very helpful. He's now going to make the rotation out, or at the very least try to go for quicks. I don't know about getting that kill, but he's still on the hunt. HEHE, they lose one hero. They forced the Tidehunter up there, which is, I guess, a little bit of a win, but he still has Ravage up, so no matter where he goes, he's still going to be a threat. And Bambo is going to fail this Vendetta gank.
Unfortunately so, yes. So at least he's getting really close to a Blink Dagger if that's what he's going for now. He's been farming up extremely well. Still neck and neck with the Puck as far as last hits are concerned, but he's been a little bit more active than I maybe even would have expected out of him, just because it's so obvious when you wrote it out as an assassin from mid lane. And HEHE is of course soaking up XP from the mid lane at the same time as well. And I have to say, Nyx Assassin has just done more for his team so far than Puck for his own.
Puck hasn't left the lane a single time, I don't think. I mean, he rotated down for the Jakiro that probably should have gotten a kill, but you know, for whatever reason, it didn't. So 0-0-0 is the score on quicks, and he's not being pressured that much by Bambo, at least not anymore. While making his rotation towards mid, maybe they're going to start to try to go for some tower pushing, but this is pushing into a Tidehunter with Ravage and an Illuminate. Going for these direct grouped up pushes probably isn't the best course of action for HEHE, unless they pick someone off first. And now with the blink on Nyx Assassin, they can do that. It's just going to be very difficult.
One thing we didn't even discuss at all is that just Nyx Assassin's ability to spike Carapace the Illuminate. It's so easy to kill a Keeper of Light with that, really. It's Keeper, such a bad mana pool as it is. Unfortunately, he don't have anybody else to follow up on the back lines of Lions, because Keeper, he's gonna stay so far back as possibly can. Sexy Man Modo is gonna find Era, maybe. Blink forward, gets the Impale as well, needs one more stun, never mind. Nice Fisher comes out and Era will be safe. I mean, Sexy Man Modo, without the Vendetta hit, there would have been no way to kill Anti-Mage anyway, I think, so the blink after maybe was a mistake. Maybe should have stayed in the Vendetta, tried to go for the supports, for example.
Yeah, he definitely was not going to get that kill if he didn't get the Vendetta hit. Unfortunately for him, that's just how it works versus an Anti-Mage. He will have that level 1 spell shield, and well, level 1 spell shield value is pretty fantastic against the Nyx Assassin. So Nyx getting kills on the Anti-Mage probably isn't going to happen. Even if he has a Dagon or something like that, Anti-Mage could probably shrug it off, and you're going to have to be reserved in... You're reserved to getting kills on the enemies that are not Anti-Mage, the softer supports, the people without spell shield. So Nyx Assassin's gonna have to save his targets for that, but he does also show off his Blink Dagger, which is, I think, the crucial mistake. He didn't show it off to the Anti-Mage before, and well, now he's gonna very clearly show it off to the enemies, and it's going to be Lions playing around that item. At least they will have a chance to play around that item, if not for the fact that, oh well, hold on, he got stolen. He's in a little trouble. He will Blinding Light and push the Nyx Assassin back, interrupting his Impale. And that's going to be his escape. But still, the tower is going to get Liquid Fire down. I think Lions are going to sack this tower.
There's no point for them to come alone. Tidehunter has a Ravage, but he's farming up the Ancients at the moment. It was a double, maybe even I think it was a triple stack of his Anti-Mage. Gets the kill on Chip's hand. A Fisher, not even a block necessary. Pops the Mana Void there as well. So they get the kill Nyx Assassin in the mid lane, kills Solan at the same time. Goddamn. Goddamn.
Yeah, the Keeper Light was trying to teleport, I believe, down to the bottom lane, maybe up towards top, but you know, Bambo just walked forward, impaled him, and hit him once, and then that's just the end of the Keeper of the Light, because that's how soft he really is. They're trading kills here and there, but overall, the farm on the core is 62-16 on the Anti-Mage versus a 49 for 10 on the Medusa. The Anti-Mage is certainly having a much easier time, and, well, honestly, I think Lions are just buying a little bit more space for the hero. They are, I would say, probably more practiced at playing this type of team comp, as this is pretty much what they do exclusively, whereas HEHE, they tend to mix it up just a little bit more. So Lions, I think they're doing perfectly fine in this game. Only one kill ahead, but they're making sure that the Medusa doesn't get too much farm, and now they're going to wall off Chipsen over on the top lane. Unfortunately, there's no way they could go for that, so it's just wasting mana. Then instead going to be over towards the bottom lane, where they use Coil and Ravage onto Bambo to take him out. I mean, I think it's probably worth it to do that. but as long as your anti-mage doesn't die while those ultimates are down, then it should be fine.
It's all about the anti-mage, really getting the Battle Fury finished and just getting the farm afterwards as well. Blink Dagger now finished up on Puck. Level 3 into Waning Rift, almost level 4. So even without the Dream Coil, he can still do quite a lot, to be honest. Solent spamming out the Illuminate, still only level 1, or level 2 rather. But might be enough to just make the creeper come towards him. Liquid Fire harass is going on constantly. Era farming up the jungle in the meantime. Chipsan maybe is gonna find him. Sexy Mambo gonna TP top as well. But he gets spotted out. Blink, aggressive Era. Yeah, he saw it. He blinks out.
Well, he's still Vendetta, and if anyone else on Lions is foolish enough to come up here, then they will probably take a fall. But these heroes are just buying time for this Jakiro to be bulldozing down the tower. And now he has the Eul Scepter, plus level 1 in that Ice Path, so he will be able to set up solo kills for himself. Maybe not kills, but lots of damage. Bambo is going to very quickly reveal lots of sentries in the enemy side of the map, and while all 3 tier 1 towers are down, do HEHE feel confident enough in taking tier 2s? I don't know if they should, because Ravage should be up soon enough. 70 seconds with a Blink Dagger now. Going for tier 2s is a lot different than going for tier 1s, and HEHE are going to struggle a little bit more to take those.
It looks like they're already backing off a little bit. Oh, the silence onto Sexy Mambo, Illusion Orb, Echo Slam spent, and that's the kill before he gets the Spike Carapace off. He got a little bit too greedy there. I mean, maybe he can solo kill Puck, but I'm not too sure if he had vision of the UF Shaker. If not, then it's justified him going for it, but I'm almost positive he had vision of the UF Shaker as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Bambo just going to be Bambo, trying to get the kill and then run away, but it's going to ultimately result in his death. That's still fine, though. Blink Dagger Nyx, 15 minutes in, 16 minutes in is still pretty good. But now they have to worry about mid lane because they're going to be pushed, and he is standing still. You never stand still in Dota. He's going to get fissured and quickly brought down. Now Chipson is in quite a bit of trouble. Do they have a coil? They don't, but I don't really think they need it. Do they need it? Well, they're not going to chase, so I guess they would have needed it.
Yes.
Ogre too tanky otherwise. You need, I mean, using our Dream Coil wasn't cooldown anyway, so I guess. Well, Lions looking pretty good. This anti-mage died in the meantime. I didn't even catch that at all. Sexy Memo using the Vendetta, I guess, just starting it up. And now there's a smoke as well by Freeman. HEHE. They want to get some aggressive kills as their lineup should be. I mean, yes, you have a Medusa, but is that the most reliable thing? As Jonathan fan breaks the smoke, blinks away just before Sexy Memo catches him. So this smoke gank was just a failure.
Yeah, unfortunately for HEHE, wasting a couple smokes here and there. At least they didn't use Vendetta. They used Vendetta previously to kill off the anti-mage, and it's a nice kill for sure, but he's now back online. He has a free lane down on bottom. His Battle Fury isn't going to be the fastest. He has slowed down for the Poor Man Shield and Power Treads because of the lane situation, but he's still going to have this item pretty quickly. And Medusa, in the meantime, she has drums and 1-point split shot. Her flash farming is not going to be anywhere close to the anti-mages. They do ravage in mid lane. Bambo coiled up already. Will carapace the gush, and now double impale. Quix is going to get stunned by the cask as well, but they're just not dying. Tidehunter too tanky, and now Sexy Bambo is going to take a fall. He's going to get worked down by Quix, and Tidehunter blinking forward for one more anchor smash is going to mean a double for him in the middle lane. This is just a 2 versus 3 fight that's going the way of Lions. Now they're going to jump forward for another silence. It's not going to result in anything this time, but still, they're going to poke and prod. Fissure and Orb will kill off the Ogre Magi as Jakiro tries to set up on this Tidehunter, but only Yules into Ice Path. Not going to do anything. Lions take a fantastic fight, mostly just with 2 heroes, Quix as well as Jonas and Fan, absolutely demolishing HEHE.
Well, it's their poke as well is so damn strong. Just constant like fissures into illuminates, and oh, once again they're gonna go in Quix. Gets the silence illusion orb a little bit too late though. Hala already had Eul Scepter, now Mech delivered out to him as well. So Jakiro is actually pretty farmed. He's #1 in net worth all in all. The Mech though hasn't come into play all that much just because he hasn't been there when the fight started. Neither has the Medusa. I don't think we've seen a single stone gaze in this game.
Yeah, I don't think we have either. I mean, that's kind of good for HEHE. They want to keep everyone from Lions off of the Medusa. So if you stone gaze, then well, that was interesting. Nick Assassin finding the Tidehunter. I probably just shouldn't stop watching Bambo. But you don't really want to have your Medusa in the fights just because she is so vulnerable. But with no Ravage available, Medusa can kind of afford to poke forward, but it's not going to result in too much. Even though the Jakiro is very tanky, as you said, he can't really do anything with it because this is the peak of the Jakiro, and you're fighting into a blinking Puck and blinking Tidehunter. You can't really comfortably slow roll that and push the towers. And if you don't have that going for you, then Jakiro, with all this money, is kind of just awkwardly sitting by.
They're gonna have a third blink soon enough as well, as only 200 gold short of plan. Oh, Sexy Memo! He just stood in the spike carapace like a boss, of course. Creep wave almost entirely dead. They might still be able to force the tier 2 down. Ravage still on cooldown for another 23 seconds, so maybe they feel bold enough to go for it. Hava is a little bit low on mana though. If he uses the mech, he won't have maybe too much for... Oh! But they're gonna go with Sexy Memo, another spike carapace, a little bit too soon. Dream Coil is there. Quick's gonna get stunned up there forward as well. They get the kill onto the puck. Nobody for themselves dies. Anti-Mage is split pushing in the meantime with his Battle Fury finish. But it's gonna be a tier 2 for nothing, I think. And Yule Scepter up onto the Earthshaker as well. He's 3 gold short of the Blink Dagger. He's gonna be able to buy it, or is he? Ravage comes out, Nihis drops low plan, still alive. He's gonna be able to escape, maybe with the Echo Slam helping out a little bit. Nihis just gonna run away, never mind. Era joins the fight finally. Plan kites around Hava, finally does fall. So in the end, it's a tier 2 still standing, but a 2-for-1 in kills, I think. Oh, Puck died as well, so 3-for-1.
And Puck was forced to buy back. Can he get chips down on the way out? No, he can't. He does teleport out to safety. Hawa's going to get chased down by Ira, who will not get the kill, but still get a lot of gold and experience from that. Overall, it's not the cleanest fight for Lions by any stretch. The Earthshaker making a crucial mistake of not buying his Blink Dagger right before dying. Maybe saving for a buyback in case things got a little bit extended, but I think that was just a mistake overall. The good thing that went for Lions is that Anti-Mage took down a top tier 1 in the meantime. Like when Puck first got jumped, that's when he was pushing down tier 1, and right before that, Ira took down a bottom tier 1. And suddenly Ira is on a lot of gold. He has a Yasha Battle Fury Power Treads completed 20 minutes into the game. He's pretty much where he should be. And Lions, though they did lose the tier 2 tower, are kind of holding even. Jonas and Fan getting hit with a multicast and a spike. So he will be going down. Bambo taking that kill. Lions are just buying more and more space for the Anti-Mage. And as long as they don't lose these fights too badly, then they should be fine. Bambo's going to get fissured over on the wrong side. They're going to jump forward with the puck and Ira both. Bambo taking a lot of damage, but multicast and death ward onto Ira and Quicks. Quicks is going to be focused down first by the ward. That's going to be Puck down, and Ira doesn't have enough. His mana void literally 3 seconds off of cooldown. That would have gotten 1 kill at the very least, saved the Puck.
They just got so many paralyzing cast bounces out from there. Excellently done, of course, by the Witch Doctor overall, popping the ultimate there as well. Dream Coil, I think it missed even the Witch Doctor. Not that it would have mattered because the silence in Dream Coil was already used. So absolutely safe to go for the Death Ward at that time. Nicely done by HEHE, and this will definitely be the tier 2 that they failed to get last time around. Can they pressure high ground though? I mean, Ravage still on cooldown for another 30 or so seconds.
I don't think they can, but they kind of need to. Like, the Jakiro is going to top out and be rather ineffective as time progresses, whereas Puck and Tide going to hold their effectiveness. The Anti-Mage is getting so much more than the Medusa. Even though Ira is being chased out by the Medusa right now, I think if the Anti-Mage really wanted to, he could turn around and fight the Medusa to the death and probably come out on top, especially with Sol in here as well. If they land this Illuminate, Medusa's just dead. Well, now they know that the Medusa's here, but they're going to blink in regardless. A couple more hits, and I think Medusa's just dead. She will pop a jump charge and get herself out to safety. In the meantime, back end, Bland playing games with Bambo. Impale being lined up will be blink dodge. TP out from Bland. He's going to be perfectly fine. Ira going to TP out as well. A whole bunch of time spent on both teams to result in absolutely nothing, except for Ira quickly returning back to the top lane to continue farming. Manchestyle is going to be up soon, and he's getting a dangerous amount of farm. He will get set up upon on top lane. This isn't going to kill him. He has Spell Shield level 4.
Okay, he's level 14, doing pretty good. Puck picks up a gem as well now, just to make sure Sexy Bambo does not get the jump on anybody, or... Well, if he does, at least they're going to have the vision quicks. He sees the Observer Ward as well, or at least he should. But he's backing off because he knows more people are coming, I think. Or are they baiting this out? I mean, Anti-Mage gets a kill onto Hava with the help of Jonas of Fan. But they're going to get the jump onto Sexy Bambo. The silence is there, they need a little bit more. They get the kill, another Death Ward. Nihis, somebody stop that Death Ward, please. Nope, finally Dream Coil comes out. Era comes in as well. Chipsan gonna be able to TP out. Nihis though not as lucky. So 3 heroes die. Earthshaker only casualty for Lions. I mean, it must have been a bait not killing the Observer Ward there like that, right?
I have no idea. I was watching the jump on the who was it? Jakiro up on top lane. They used Ravage and Mana Void for that, and even though Ravage was down, Lions still take a fantastic fight. So yeah, I wasn't watching what was going on everywhere else.
I mean, Quicks just with the gem literally ran past an Observer Ward, didn't do anything about it. Earthshaker went there as well and just started pulling or stacking the creep wave instead of killing the Observer Ward. And suddenly Nyx Assassin came, silenced up, and oh, Jonas of Fan multicasted up by Chipsine. Do they have enough to get the kills? He's going for the TP out, Hava. He's going for Quicks rather than the Tide. Not the easiest kill to go for, but they might get it. There's a gem as well, and well, that gem wasn't in the possession of Lajons for too long.
Echo Slam though, onto 4. Bland trying to be hero, 1v5. It's not enough. It's only a level 1 Echo Slam. I mean, that was as good as Echo Slams get. Exactly. That's exactly what I was going to say. You had to go for that, and it fell a little bit short.
Level 2 Echo Slam would have completely wrecked at least 2 heroes immediately there, I think. Aftershock is not maxed out either. With a level 4 Aftershock, maybe. But so damn close, and yeah, he had to go for it. Hava though, gonna find Solan. Ice Path does not clip. Heal Scepter though, of course, will still cancel the TP anyway. So, is he blocked in by his own creeps? Are you kidding me, creeps? We'll try to run away, never mind Solan. His own creeps just screwed him over big time.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have been able to escape. This is a Jakiro with Yule Scepter and Force Staff. He moves pretty quickly. But either way, it's going to be the Keeper of the Light dropping one more time. Again, Keeper of the Light living, dying, isn't really too relevant for Lions. He has level 6, and that's really all you need. You just need Blinding Light and Spirit Form in order to get the recall back. So, yeah, it's not a huge deal there. They're going to jump forward for the Jakiro. Force Staff out after Yule Sceptering Era, but he's going to run straight into the Tidehunter. No Ravage needed this time. He's going to Manta Style. And, well, I mean, Hawa's going to try to buy himself as much time as possible. Mana Void's going to pop him, doing, I think, 700 damage, it said. Or 700-ish damage. Ira's going to take a very easy kill there. And this Anti-Mage is getting so much more than the Medusa, who is forced to go for a BKB. This is bad times for the Medusa. And really, Anti-Mage is getting exactly everything he wants. Bambo's going to open up for Quicks. However, he will miss the Impale. Now Bland with the stuns onto Bambo. Not quite going to be enough. Multicast denying him that cast. Here comes the Death Ward onto Bland. It will not be enough. 7 HP. He survives. Oh, man, the Shaker. Barely getting out of there. And, well, once again, it's a whole bunch of skills being used for not much of anything.
I think Seximo got a little bit too greedy there. He should have fake casted the Impale or something like that, because what are the odds that Puck does not get the reaction with the Shapeshift, then the Shapeshift, the Phase Shift, if you start with the Vendetta? If you start with the Impale, yeah, sure, he's probably not going to be able to react fast enough. But if you Vendetta first, if the Puck is going to be too slow, it's a surprise, really. So, maybe could have faked it out, maybe go for Earthshaker instead, something like that. Or Spike Carapace a little bit earlier. But in any case, they don't lose anything either. Another Vendetta already off cooldown. And Seximo with the gem, he can just feel so safe that Lajons doesn't know where he is.
Yeah, he's going to be hunting pretty much 24/7. Level 2 Vendetta. Well, isn't quite level 3, but you have very small amounts of downtime when you have that skill. Joseph Fan is going to Force Staff his way out of there. Did he know about this Nyx Assassin?
He might have seen the Witch Doctor. Not too sure.
Well, he didn't know about the Nyx, but Nyx is still on the hunt. Well, I was going to say has Vendetta, but he'll just instead throw a Mana Burn onto the Tide. They're going to go for a little bit more pushing, and that's really a necessity right now. But this is, again, pushing into a Ravage. They're going to jump forward and annihilate the Nyx Assassin. My God, he didn't stand a chance. Now the Coil and Ravage onto 2. Where's Anti-Mage in all of this? They need his damage. They're going to throw the Cask and Death Ward once again onto Solon. He's going to quickly kill him off. And Quicks, he's going to Phase Shift by himself a little more time, but I don't know if he's going to be able to fully escape. No, he will not. The Anti-Mage is so needed in these fights. Taking a tier 2 tower on the bottom lane, I guess, is fine, but it could have been so great if the Anti-Mage was just there to clean up everyone. Shaker didn't use the Echo Slam either. Anti-Mage is pushing down tier 2 and actually might take it tier 3, so overall it might still be good for Lions, but oh man, that could have been a complete team wipe, I think, if Ira was there to capitalize on that Ravage Coil.
Usually, Anti-Mages don't join fights before they get the Manta Style after the Battle Fury, but he's had the Manta Style for quite some time, so he definitely could have just joined the fight. I don't know why he didn't, but they're definitely happy about it. Oh, multicasts. Not gonna do too much. As Solan wants to chase people down, Illuminate. Oh, only a 1 second one shot. Also fan in the Macrofire, slowed down as well. Paralyzing Cask helps him keep there a little bit longer. But Medusa, although his farm isn't all that great and had to go for a BKB, at least he's been joining the fight. Stone Gaze definitely helped out kill the Puck there. And Puck, man, he got position of the gem back for like 10 seconds, something like that. They just can't seem to get a hold of it. And I mean, I guess if we're looking at the graphs, it's still in Lion's favor, slightly in net worth, XP as well. So they're winning the fight somehow, but in the end, they're still slightly behind. Although Anti-Mage, he's more or less gonna have to solo just carry this game completely.
And he can do that. I mean, the hero can do that, and the amount of farm Ira's getting, he can definitely do that as well. Really, the most threatening thing from HEHE is their pick-off potential with the Vendetta, and then secondary to that,
Solan,
the Death
man,
Ward.
where you at? Keeper! That's not your base! Gonna get Yuled up. Ice Path to follow. He didn't even carry a TP. I have no idea what he was thinking.
All for getting that one observer ward down that was quickly dewarded. I don't know why he was there either, but health doesn't matter because keep it light living or dying doesn't really impact the game that much. The fact of the matter is Anti-Mage is still alive, and I think he's going to set up for a butter from the Heart of Tarask is what I was going to say. And he is going to get that one. In the meantime, Anonymous up on top is putting himself in quite a bit of trouble. Echo Slam is going to be committed, and here comes the puck as well. I don't even know if the puck was needed. Earthshaker taking that kill so very easily.
Medusa, I'm pretty sure he had the mana shield activated as well, but he got drained completely. And that's just because he has nothing to boost up his mana at all. He doesn't even finish up the meta style, so no ultimate or for the intelligence of it. All he has is more or less power threats. Drums give a little bit, but usually when you have like Manta style and Skadi, you have plenty of mana to work around with, but just not the case here.
And the Era is collecting so much more gold than the Medusa, and it's also being used a lot more effectively as well. Like, this is a pretty classic anti-mage build. Battle Fury, Manta style Heart, and then you go for Butterfly or something like that, or an Abyssal. Big damage items with a mix of survivability. Medusa, she's gone for Drums Yasha, which is, you know, a nice start if you're going to be playing super aggressively. Then going towards a BKB. Honestly, you never really want to get a BKB on Medusa. It's like a kind of a desperation item because you have Mana Shield to tank up everything. And that item, well, clearly didn't help her that time if she gets jumped like that, but also in the future, I don't really know how much it's going to help her. Anti-Mage is going to be more than okay. Just fight her in a 1v1 scenario, even if she does have Magic Immunity.
I have to agree with you there. It's kind of a game-losing item, so to say. With the Manta style, they would have been able to maybe push even a little bit earlier. I guess Illuminate can be scary as Lajons. They're going for a Roshan at the moment. They don't have any forms of lifesteal, so they're just gonna have to tank it up the old-fashioned style. They have the Gush for minus armor if it's gonna come off cooldown once again. Ice Path from Hala for more or less nothing. Roshan is dropping low, but will it be low enough? Medusa Stone Gaze activated just before the silence. BKB is there as well. Era, he's dropping so damn low. Stunned up. Ravage catches 4 heroes though. Roshan goes down. Medusa gets the Aegis. Oh my god, Highlander. He dies as well. Era somehow gets the blink out. Paralyzing Cask follows him. Sexy Membo wants to go for the kill. He's gonna find Solan first. Nice Fisher though, and Solan might be able to outrun the Force Staff. Sexy Membo is still giving chase. Another mana burn does almost nothing. Spike Carapace not there in time. Blan. His blink is on cooldown. Impale. What? Blan? He cancelled it himself. So yeah, I don't know why. Maybe he saw the others arriving, but he's gonna go down for sure.
Rip Blan, unfortunately giving up his life for everyone else. And Lions get their Roshan jacked. They don't even get the kill. It's Medusa taking the kill and also taking the Aegis. And now this represents a pretty big opportunity for HEHE to make things happen. I was going to say that pretty much since this point, all fights have been going okay enough for Lions, but that fight was just unacceptable for them. They didn't get a single victory out of that. They even spend the Ravage to do pretty much nothing. And I guess their anti-mage survives, which is nice, but now I think this is pushing time for HEHE. They have the Aegis, and they have a very large momentary advantage because Ravage is still down for another 85 seconds. And Lions, they don't have... Well, they do have an Echo Slam. So Echo Slam is going to be up. Coil will be up as well. Is that going to be enough? I really don't know. Their Anti-Mage, if he doesn't come back, then it's certainly not going to be enough. But if Anti-Mage is in the fight and he's able to actually get a couple right clicks here and there, maybe Lions can still hold this, but... I don't know, HEHE's push is going to be pretty unrelenting.
Well, Era, if he just sold his Quelling Blade, had come from the secret shop, picked up a Vitality booster, went home, would have had a Heart of Tarask finished as well. At the moment, there's no way he can send the courier into the side shop, or the secret shop rather. Unless he wants it to die, because they're there in full force almost. But he's forcing HEHE back. Sexy Mobo had to come all the way back. Tier 3 almost down already. Siege Creep brings it down to 85 HP. And Era, he's just... camping around. He's not going to leave this. He's just going to force the hand of HEHE. And he's going for the Sexy Membo. Sexy Membo gets the Spike Carapace just before he runs completely out of mana. So he does survive. Hex picked up on Shakiro, and that's a huge pickup.
Yeah, this is actually going to let them have a chance at killing off this Anti-Mage with that additional disable, but still Anti-Mage just sending illusion after illusion into the enemy base. Chipsen's going to get the tower deny, which is, I guess, nice, but now Lions almost have a Ravage up, and it's soon to be a double Ravage, but the Aegis and the Medusa I don't think is going to be relevant. It will probably just time out. They had an opportunity to go for a high ground push, but they had to deal with this Anti-Mage, else they lose their own set of Raxes. And that's not a good scenario to be in. So HEHE are once again going to be in this awkward situation where they took a great fight in that Roshan pit, but they can't get anything following. All the while Anti-Mage is still farming, and Medusa, I mean, she's getting a little bit of gold here and there, but 3,200 gold on her is not going to be as nice as a heart on the anti-mage.
The heart just should make him nearly unkillable unless he's really the focus of everybody on HEHE almost. How far are we? Dragon Scepter. So he's gonna be in so much trouble, paralyzing cast. But the Impale is there, therefore as well. They need the Hex to follow Ice Path first. They're waiting for Patera. He takes almost no damage. Macropyre finally is there. He's out of mana as well. Nihis will lose his life, or will he illuminate? Catches him just at the end. Chem is on the ground. Sexy Bambo does want to pick it up, but he doesn't have any slots. Drops down the ball. Quicks wants to go in even more. Multicast onto Plan Era. He's gonna jump back in. There's the Ravage. Catches Hama. Everybody else was dead already. Ravage, so wasn't really entirely necessary, but kill secured. And that's, well, Medusa, where were you at, man? With the Aegis, with the Stone Gaze.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Well, they're going to try to chase down this Medusa. I don't think it's going to work unless they get a Mana Void. Mana Void's going to work. And now Medusa's completely screwed. This is going to be her Aegis down. That's going to give her a full chase here. There, oh, he's backing off her mana. I like that move. Okay, so Medusa's dead. Aegis is down. Manta Style on Ira is going to mean that Medusa pretty much has no mana. And I think she... Is Ira just not move? What's going on with Ira right now? Holy crap. Okay, now he's going to chase forward. Medusa's down.
He was just toying with food. Or toying with his prey, I don't know. Medusa, there was no way to escape that. And BKB down to 9 seconds as well for him anyway, as it is. Didn't finish up the Manta Style, didn't buy anything at all. I'm not too sure what he's saving for on the Medusa, but 3.4k still on him. Can still go for the Manta Style if he wants to. Chip's hand. He's getting closer to his Aghanim Scepter as well. Needs only about 800 more gold. As Nihis needs about 2000 for it. But giving away kills like that, just not favorable for you at all. Era up to 3.3k gold already. I guess it's Butterfly next.
Yeah, I think if you're holding this much gold, it should be. Either that or you're going to buy a straight Basher, which is also pretty good. I don't know if... maybe Basher's actually better. I mean, Butterfly is good as it is on any agility hero. Basher is just fantastic. And now Witch Doctor's going to be jumped once again by Ira. Cass going to be bouncing. Unfortunately, locks down the main anti-mage, so Ira can't get that kill. But still, Witch Doctor will be able to walk out of there. And then Ira gets ignited, but he does dodge the Nyx Assassin Impale, so he's going to be just fine. I'm actually kind of surprised that Lions didn't go for a push after taking that one team fight over where the Radiant's tier 1 tower was. They probably could have gotten the tier 2 very easily if they didn't teleport back and kill the Medusa.
They might just be waiting for Jonathan Fan to finish up that Refresher Orb on the Tide. He's about 900 gold away from it. So that might be it all. Never mind. They're drawing on the map. They want to go aggressive into the mid lane. Solan starts channeling up the Illuminate. Sexy Mabo. Can you get the Spike Carapace or blink anything out? No, he just went as aggressively. And who has the gem at the moment? It's Quicks once again on the puck. So finally, he has it back for himself. Medusa doesn't still go for a Manta Style Eagle Song on him. Butterfly definitely will be good against Anti-Mage. So it makes sense for him to go for that. And Era, can they get the kill finally? The Hex to begin with. And Vendetta hit as well. Impale to follow. Mana Burn. They need more lockdown. Ice Paths. Anything at all. But the Blink Echo Slam catches too. But the Death Ward. Never mind. Ravage cancels it all. Era still alive. Should be able to blink out. Exactly what he does. Quicks. Dream Coil, they get the Shakiro first, Chip's hand, drops low, silenced up as well, Era, just comes in for the Mana Void, that's it, he blinks in even further, why man, why Era, he just came in to feed, Anonymous on the Medusa with the Stone Gaze, gets that one kill, so it's a 2 for 1 so far, Jonathan Fan gonna get chased down, I think, no, the jukes, what? He juked it and then blinked in front of the Medusa, I didn't see any reason to do so, nice 4-steps, double 4-step from him, and Bland as well, might be able to get him to safety, man, the 4-steps is all around, a nice Fisher once again. And he does make it out.
Oh, unfortunately, it's going to be poor Solan who doesn't make it out. 2x multicast, and then stuck in a corner with the Ogre. Not where you want to be as any hero. So it's going to be overall an even trade. It could have been Lions getting away with the Anti-Mage if Ira was, you know, a little bit less suicidal. He jumped in with 400 HP. I mean, he killed off the Nyx Assassin, was feeling pretty good about himself. I guess he forgot that Medusa was still in this game because she hasn't really been doing much, but... yeah, she has an Eagle Song now. She does hit pretty hard, and if you're at 400 HP, you're gonna feel it pretty. You're gonna feel it. So, questionable move by the Anti-Mage, but Lions, they get out with everyone else, and it's actually kind of surprising. I thought for sure Jonas Fan was gonna die after he blinked right back in front of the Medusa, but he gets to live, and it's still gonna be both teams just farming up. This is going to be a very late game. I would have actually liked to see maybe Hands of Midas come up on some of these heroes earlier, but it's way too late now.
Well, Seximo gonna find Quicks. Oh, but the gem is there, of course. Hex from Quicks revealed. So it's worth it for Seximo to just run in like that. He knows there's a Hex now. He had a Haste Rune as well. Felt extra safe. And finally, Agony Scepter finished on the Ogre Magi. Maybe with just some skill casts, he can turn one good fight around. If they get the Hex plus like double quad multicast, which isn't even possible because it's not level 16 yet. So double triple multicast is definitely needed to bring down the anti-mage, I think.
And that was pretty much all their damage that they had when they tried to kill off the anti-mage, but with the heart, he just ate all of it up. If the Medusa was there, maybe they could have done it before he had a chance to blink out, but man, Ira is just so big right now, and really because he survived, or maybe I guess he didn't survive, he survived the initial brunt of that.
He had the haste rune, but Dream Coil of course kept him in place for quite a long time. And then just the follow-up was there, Plan got close enough, and Era wants to go, never mind, gonna back off, going for a butterfly after all. I wouldn't have minded Basher at all, but I guess if they're actually going as 5, they should definitely have enough lockdown for Era to just stay on targets. Solo kill wise, Basher is a little bit better, especially Abyssal Blade. But he's just relying on his team to help out with the lockdown.
Yeah, but he's also been trying to go for solo kills, so I mean, it's always going to be a good item, the butterfly, but judging by the way Ira is playing, I think Basher would have just been better. But anyway, you can't really ever regret your butterfly purchase. It's still a big ticket item. It still gives you a hell of a lot of damage. And well, now Ira's going to tank the tower, and he's completely fine in doing so. Blink forward from Quicks, and a Ravage connecting onto 3, with the Fissure connecting onto 3 as well. Jakiro's down, now secondary Ravage. It's going to be anonymous to quickly fall, even with the butterfly evasion. Not quite enough. Multicast and Jonas Fan and Bland both, but it's not going to be enough to help the Ogre, as Ira does get chain stun because of Nihis, but still that's a 3 for 0 in favor of Lions. They don't have any Ravages, but Ira's still at full HP. They could go for even more.
Well, that's the problem with the BKB. If you don't get to activate it, you're gonna be screwed. Just a worthless item. And they want to go for Rex. They get Vision of Nihis as well. Sexy Mobile has to be careful. They get the Witch Doctor who has buyback. They only want to have it for their team. He has to force it out for himself as well. Era activates the meta style. It's gonna be at least one set of melee racks here. Nihis just goes in with the Maledict, and Sexy Mambo throws out the stun. That's about it though. Era, he's tanking enough. 4.6k in the bank. Dream Coil onto 2 from Quicks as well. No follow-up, of course. They have the Blink Echo Slam as Era goes onto Nihis. Mana Void on cooldown still. Fisher. No, they're not gonna go that deep. Or are they? Quicks is gonna get stunned by the Spike Carapace. Gem on the ground once again. Death Ward doing quite a lot of work before Era just cleans him up. And this might be just 2 sets of racks.
Yeah, this is probably a good game as well. The Anti-Mage just got so much more farm than Medusa. Even though she had her Butterfly by the end of it, which is a great item to have, like, Evasion's only going to carry you so far. Any hit that you sustain is going to hurt quite a bit, and Ira is attacking very quickly, so he's going to ignore most of that evasion. That's going to be 2 completed sets? No, 1.5 only. But still, Lions are... Oh, Bland is going to get brought down by Bambo. Jumped in. Will get thrown up into the air by Solon, but I don't think the Nyx Assassin can get anything else. He has a Force Staff and Bloodlust and Blink Dagger. Solon is going to run straight home, as Sexy Bambo thinks that Solon is trying to juke, but no, Solon's just booking it. If he teleports the Anti-Mage in, that could be bad times for the Nyx. Don't go in there, Bambo. Don't go in there. Oh, don't go up there either. That's not a good place to be. There is no safe place for the Nyx Assassin right now, but it looks like he won't get anyone. They lose 1.5 sets of Raxes. They're going to try to crack back. There is no Ravage, but still the Anti-Mage has now Boots of Travel and the completed Butterfly. He's going to split push down the bottom lane, and I think Solon can, for the most part, sustain this push just by himself as long as he lands some Illuminates.
Well, to be honest, just the Medusa pick overall felt a little bit weird to me with the 3 heroes that they had and then going for the Nyx Assassin as well. They were banking so much on mid-game dominance, and as it failed, Medusa just couldn't do anything almost. He was trying to split push but got caught off so many times doing so. Just hasn't had any impact at all. And oh, nice Force Staff with the Mana Leak. He's dropping rather low already. There's the Ravage number 1. Do they have a Ravage number 2? No, they don't, but they don't even need it to bring down Medusa. Mana Void used for that as well. Easy kill. Nice multicast onto Quicks, but it's too little too late. Hawa still wants to go for it. He wants to puck so bad. Hex onto Era. And it's already 3 heroes down. Hawa uses the Yule Scepter just to delay the inevitable. Quicks gonna escape as well. Multicasts not enough from Chipsign. Jakiro, pretty damn tanky, still alive as Chipsign cleans off Bland in the backlines, but it's going to be another team wipe.
And that is going to be an ultra kill for Ira. Next is going to just be the game. Yeah, GG is called from Nihis. I think it's pretty much that Medusa pick, as you said. They had such a focused, aggressive lineup until that Medusa pick, and then it just threw the entire game off. That Medusa was someone else who can fight early on. Hell, if they want to get a hard carry who could fight early on, go for that Phantom Assassin. She would have been able to contribute so much more than the Medusa. But it's going to be a pick that ultimately, I think, gives Lions the victory. They just played exactly what they wanted to play, slow and steady.
Yeah, Anti-Mage just got like 18.5 minutes Battle Fury with power threads as well, so pretty good. Of course, aggressive trial lane didn't work out as he expected, so unfortunate for them, but it's only game number 1 of a 2-game series, so they have a chance to just tie it up, make it another 1-1, as so many games have been. But guys, thank you for tuning in. I do hope you enjoyed the cast. If you did, be sure to follow us as well. All the necessary links are below the stream. For the casters personally, it's at Couchor, for me everywhere, at Mike Loris for my co-caster, and just see you in game 2 in a couple minutes time.